Thanks so much, Casey.
Thanks, Alex.
Joining me right now, Democratic Illinois Congressman Luis Gutiérrez. Welcome,
Hi,
sir.
Alex.
Nice to have you.
Good to be with you.
So, Congressman, what indications do you have that Republicans are now more committed to working with Democrats on immigration reform this time around? Why now?
Well, let's just put it to you this way. A year ago, they were for SB 1070, the anti-immigration legislation in Arizona, saying we should have that in 49 more states. They said, oh, you know how you take care of 11 million undocumented workers? They just self-deport. They should pack their bags and leave. And Romney said he would veto the DREAM Act. I've read the principles that they've laid out. When it comes to youth, they say give them a green card and a direct pathway to citizenship. So there is an important sea change here. Now, of course, we need to see more specifics. We need to see the legislative language. But this is a step in the right direction. But, you know, hey, look, Democrats, we haven't worked very closely with Republicans. We know where their position has been in the past. We're going to be cautious as we move forward. But it's a step in the right direction. I look forward to seeing the legislative language so that we can't reach an agreement. The Senate has done a great job in passing legislation. I think the House is ready to act. And I, as a Democrat, am saying, look, Republican Party, thank you for your principles. Won't you make me a partner as we begin to put some specificity and put some meat on those bones?
Yeah. Interesting word that Casey Hunt, preceding you, used. She said, you know, there was an autopsy that was done post-2012. And as they look at what happened there, is the timing of this, though? I mean, certainly it's not a coincidence, right? It's 2014. We have an election in 10 months.
You know, I don't know how House Republicans benefit in their totality. But what I'd like to say is, it seems to me that last October, that was the sea change, right? They shut down the government over the debt ceiling and the budget, and they didn't come out too well. Fortunately for them, the rollout of Obamacare gave them lots of cover. But I think they came back, and here's what I saw happen. I saw Senator Murray representing the Democrats and the Democratic majority in the Senate and Democrats all together. And I saw Ryan representing the Republican majority in the House kind of huddle for about 6-7 weeks. And they came back with a 2-year budget, a blueprint, which was passed by large margins both in the Senate and in the House. I think they've said to themselves, you know, we cannot just be the party of no, which I think was Speaker Boehner.
Yeah.
So I think they want to be the party of yes. And so they have to say no to a certain part of their party. I think the Tea Party sector of their party is really the party of no. We're not going to cooperate with Republicans. We came here to do nothing. We came here to dismantle government. I think they want to be the party of yes. And they see an opportunity with immigration, given the gains we've made in the Senate, to really get something done.
Yeah, if not the party of yes necessarily, at least an alternative party.
Right.
So there's other options here.
They want to be a party that's the alternative party. And listen, look, from a demographic point of view, okay, from a demographic point of view, look, every 4 years, about 2.5 million more Latinos, right, vote. I mean, if you take 2000, 204, 208, 212, what do you see? More and more. And 75% for Democrats and an increasing population. I mean, look, they either want to be parties of regions in certain states and counties and municipalities, or they want to be a national party. They cannot be a national party till they take this issue off the table.
How about this, though? Because in D.C. yesterday, not at the GOP retreat, but Texas Republican Senator Ted Cruz was blasting any type of GOP-backed plan that might support amnesty. Is that going to be an obstacle right out of the starting gate for any kind of bipartisan agreement or talks, at least?
I was on right-wing talk show, radio talk show this morning, and it was pretty ugly. They're still back in Romney land prior to the November shellacking of 2012. They're going to stay there. Look, here's an opportunity for Democrats. Democrats have always been the party of immigrants. And I think Democrats also have a responsibility, as we have shouldered in the past, to get something done. Barack Obama has 2 million deportations under his belt. That's not exactly something to be proud of. On the other hand, the Democrats have always forged forward on this immigration issue. Isn't it a great time? Let's forget about for one moment what's motivating people, and let's just think we can't protect our women in the armed forces. What did we say to the millions of undocumented women who are exploited every day if we can't protect the women in our armed forces? People dying in the desert, families being destroyed. You know what? If they want to join us in a quest to make a better life for immigrants, Latino immigrants, Asian immigrants, vote even higher in terms of percentages for Democrats. Do they want to make inroads there? Welcome. We welcome you to this debate so that we can debate other things while immigrants don't suffer on the sidelines.
Sounds to me like you're making a big umbrella there and you're welcoming everyone under the tent.
I'd love to work with the Republicans on this issue.
Congressman Luis Gutierrez, nice working with you here. Thank you so
you.
much. That brings us to today's big question. Can Republicans